In today's video, I'm going to uncover my top 4 price action candle patterns that you guys must know. Now, these are something that I found out over a long period amount of time. Now, a lot of you guys will know price action candles such as doji candles, marabuzu candles, all of these typical candle patterns. But I want to show you the 4 type of candles that I love to see in the market and what they mean and what they can indicate. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. And with that being said, let's get straight into this video, onto the charts, and explain what these candle patterns are and how you can benefit from them in the market. So let's go do it. Alright guys, so we're here at the charts and I'm going to explain these type of candle patterns here, and I'm going to tell you the 4 candle patterns. So we have what I call the golden candle, right? And then we have a liquidity candle. Then we have the FU candle. And last but not least, we have the no top wick or no bottom wick candle. So I'm going to break all of those down one by one. And let's start off with the golden candle. So the golden candle here is your bread and butter candle. This candle would be your ideal picture. When I tell you about a candle in trading, the first thing you think about is something with a nice body, a nice wick. And this is the candle that is just perfect. It's closing above, below the zone that you want to trade in. And it looks something like this. It's your golden candle. It's not too big, not too small. And it's perfect, right? So if we were to look at, let's say, a setup, let's say you're looking for a close below this range here, that would be pretty much almost a golden candle. Nice little close below, very much like the candles I draw for my setup. So if you guys don't know already or haven't watched part of my strategy, you should check out my other YouTube videos. But my strategy involves closing above and below zones. And these are the golden candles that give us clean closes above, nice top wick, nice bottom wick, and allow us to enter the trade, right? So it's a clean close here. And it's a very simple candle that, you know, we all enjoy, of course. Because it's giving us exactly what we want. If we were to look at a trade, here would be a clean example of the trade where we have the candle basically perfectly closing below the zone here. Not too big, you know, it could be a little bit smaller, but we had a lot of range here. This would be an example of a trade that I've taken and is a golden close candle, right? So that's the first candle pattern you need to keep an eye out, and it's ideal. If you get a setup that's giving you a nice candle close, don't disregard that. Look to take that trade because that's a good close. It shouldn't put you off. It should be an extra confirmation and hey, this is giving me an opportunity. But now let's talk a little bit about liquidity candle. So before we continue the video, if you're enjoying the video, be sure to leave a like. Definitely does help the channel. If we can get this video to 500 likes, we'll greatly appreciate it. Hate to ask it, but part of the game. I call it the YouTube business. All out the way, let's get straight back into the video. Liquidity candles come in different shapes and sizes. They're normally a candle that's leaving some form of rejection, right? So it could look something like this. It can look something like this as well, from a rejection from the upside. These are your liquidity candles. Could even be something like that, followed by, you know, let's just draw that a little bit better, followed by another bullish candle, right? These are going to be your liquidity candle. What does it mean? It means that during that candle, price has grab liquidity. Now this is just retesting something, but why do we call it a liquidity candle? Because all it's doing is rejecting something fast before the candle has formed a resistance or support. Now these candles are super important because they can help form the direction of your trade. If you're in buys and you're seeing a candle close something like this, this is a good thing for buys. If you're in buys and you see a candle close something like this, this will be something what? This will be something bad for your buys, right? This equals bad because this is showing it's grabbed some liquidity from the upside and rejected it very quick, and you might see some pullbacks. Doesn't mean your trade is over, but keep an eye out for those rejection candles, especially when you're looking for buys in your trade. I actually have a whole setup that is based off these candles, which is known as setup number 3. And what I look for is I look for a simple candle. Let's say we're in a bullish market structure here. I look for a candle to give me a bullish close. I look for the next candle to do what? Give me a small pause, which is also the equivalent of what? A liquidity candle, something like that. And then the next candle breaking the high here to give me the drive. That would be my setup. Entry would be above this candle here, and then SL would go where? Below the candle rejection wick low, right? And that's how this trade would look towards the upside, and this is base confirmation of this liquidity candle here. Now a liquidity candle, let's go have a look on the charts to show you a few examples. Let's go on a 15-minute and just scroll somewhere random where we can see a liquidity candle. Look at this right here, right now. This candle closed with a rejection, right? This is showing you what? Grabbing liquidity. Exactly what we drew above. What followed? We followed by a pullback here. Same thing for the upside. Check this out, right? This is perfect scenario, right? Look at this. This is right now. If we look at the charts, what do we have? We have exact same confirmation. Downside, reversed. Upside, reversed. That doesn't mean to sell that because you have to follow more of a plan, but it's going to give you a great idea that, hey, if you're looking for sells and you see a candle like that, should help you with your sells. If you're looking for buys and see a candle like that, should help you with your buys. And this is just simply showing you rejection from a zone. They're rejection candles, liquidity candles, what you want to close it. Very important in price action, and a candle that you do want to consider, right? So the next candle I do want to talk about here is known as the FU candle, right? So let's talk a little bit about the FU candle. You can assume what FU stands for, and the FU candle looks something like this, right? That is the FU candle. Big red or blue, green candle in front of your screen. Now, essentially, FU candle is a candle that you're going to find in price action. It's either going to do two things. Now, on the positive side, when it does happen and you're in the direction of the trade, I wouldn't call it FU candle. It's like a good FU, but most of the time it's bad. And either what it's going to do is, let's say you had a perfect resistance here, right? So this was our resistance right here. We were looking for buys above this resistance. That was my plan for today. What do I end up getting? I end up waiting for a candle to close above here. So 15-minute is moving nice and smoothly here, and we're waiting for the 15-minute candle to close above, right? Instead, what do I get? Instead of our golden candle close, something like this, we get an FU candle. And an FU candle will do something like this, right? It'll close above, like way too deep here, massive candle. And that's it. Stops too big, everything's too big. This candle is going to cause you FOMO. This candle is going to cause you hesitation, and it's going to cause you to lose, because most of the time when we get an FU candle, the move of that period has been done, right? Because there's a lot of volume that went into that candle, so we can't expect the next candle to replicate. Very rarely does that happen, and most of the time you don't want to be FOMOing in, because guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen is your stop loss is going to be way bigger. You're going to have negative risk to reward, because now you're going to start running into big thing. And also the main thing is pullbacks. This could be a drive and you can get stuck in heavy pullbacks. This drawdown is going to make you uncomfortable, make you make bad decisions, where instead, in this scenario, we could wait for pullbacks to then continue back up and use that as a trade. So it's not over, but that candle has definitely given a lot of volume and you want to be careful. The second time is when you do take a trade, right? And you see the FU candle come in the opposite direction. So say you take a buy and unfortunately, buy is going well, it's looking good. And then this candle comes through here, right? So this is like this, right? And you're like, damn, what just happened? Now, the first thing you should do is go analyze, was it anything technical? Was there a resistance here to the left that you may have missed? That is something that is possible that could have happened, causing a very heavy reaction if there was a resistance here. If not, this is just an unfortunate situation where there's nothing you can do with FU candles in your position. You have stop loss in place for a reason. Don't try close earlier. Because remember, this FU candle can turn into what? This FU candle could end up turning into something that would be actually more juicy in your position. It could turn into what we were speaking about earlier. Come down, you're like, oh shit, FU candle, should I close early? This thing is going to hit my SL. Or it does that, and you end up having a liquidity candle, right? So don't panic. If it has to hit SL, just accept it, move on. This is part of the game. You keep strong about it. Get used to it. It's going to happen and there's nothing you can do. So that's why FU candles are very dangerous, because they're either going to, affect you, or what they're going to do is they're going to make you miss the position. Now, you technically haven't missed it because it didn't follow your plan, but it's just annoying when you're waiting for a plan and a candle like that comes and happens. It's very, very annoying. So, of course, the good side of FU candles is if we absolutely get a monster candle that gives you a straight push to TP. Like, we love that, right? We love that, of course. So that's FU candles. Now let's move on to the last candlestick pattern. So the last candlestick pattern is going to be the no wick candles here. Now I talk about this in depth. This is something that I explain a lot in my exclusive group. We have a lot of conversations of application, because every single scenario is different when we have no wicks. Is there a way we can enter? Is there not? But the idea is a candle with no wick, right? A candle with no wick is going to be damaging for your trade, because there's a high chance if you're looking for buys, right? So we go take an example here where you're looking for buys and we see price open next candle, no bottom wick, and start pushing. There's a high chance that that candle is going to make a bottom wick, and that bottom wick can come all the way down here. You don't know where that can happen, especially if it drove up first, and your entry here is going to land you in what? Is going to land you in some potentially heavy drawdown that then lands into this candle closing bearish, and the next candle doing what? The next candle going and hitting SL. So that's why you need bottom wicks in your trade here, right? Because essentially all it's doing, it's like the last step, it's grabbing a little spring to give you the rest of the move and the extra confirmation. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to go through the charts and see how many candles do have wicks, and you'll find that the majority of candles do have top wicks before continuing down. Even if they're tiny bottom wicks like this, it still has a wick. Now wicks are creating highs and creating lows. They're also creating structure, because wicks on lower time frame look something like this. These are all wicks here. Now if you close at a resistance, it just looks like that. New candle is closing without any range to go and fill and any resistance to break. So when we have bottom wick, top wick, bottom wick, top wick, it's very healthy market structure, especially if you're looking for buys. Same thing goes for sell. But when we have bottom wick, no top wick, when we have top wick, sorry, and then we have no bottom wick here, now again you're not creating that low. There's no low made. It's basically opening push. So at some point you expect a low to be made. If that low fails, you're going to lose the trade. And that's why it's important to have wicks. I can make another video. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to talk about more about no wick candles. I do have a previous video on my channel about that, which you can check out. But yeah, definitely consider that. And yeah, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, I really hope you did, right? And let me know. Leave a like on the video, as I said earlier on. All my official links are in the description. Please don't follow any other link. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. With that being said, take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.